5R55S. This one here has been worked on before. All the clutches, they look in good shape. It has an excessive amount of metal. All this is aftermarket, you know, the cheap clutches, but being aftermarket and cheap in price doesn't mean that it's cheap in quality. This is our 3 bands. All 3 bands were installed, as you see there. That's the reverse band, and then we have 2 front bands, and you can see like a little lines right here where it was slipping a little bit, so we need to replace that. And that one looks in good shape. I'm just gonna go ahead and put both of them on because you know what happens to these units. I mean, they break. Let me go ahead and show you the pan on this transmission here. I mean, you can see all that is ground metal, and what happened here is that the torque converter failed, and that's a very common issue. You can see there a bunch of big, you know, ground metal, nice and shiny, and it looks like whenever you have this type of metal, they quit moving because they clog the filter. I got the filter over here, on this side right here. And you can probably see a little bit metal in there all the way to the bottom and on top of the filter element. It's a little shiny there. Now what happens is that it quits moving because the filter gets clogged, and I mean, the driver, of course, I mean, pulls the pan off and sees a lot of metal and puts a new filter in, a new fluid, and continue driving it. And then this is what happens. It has a broken pump. You can see that the pump is broke, and I mean, this pump is no good. And all that metal that's coming out of the torque converter, I mean, you can see a bunch of metal right there. I mean, all that metal that's coming out from the torque converter is ending up in between the pump gears, and it starts to scratch the pump surface where the pump gears do work. And I mean, this is what happens. That pump is no good. Here we have the wear plate, and if you see all that metal there, I mean, that's a lot of metal. That's a lot of metal that came out of the torque converter, and it ended up here. I mean, everything has a lot of metal. You can see the overdrive servo full of metal in there. On top of the valve body, I mean, all that is metal. Let me get a little closer. All that gray stuff is very finely ground metal. Here we see the intermediate servo, and here's our overdrive planet. Now, all of the hard parts, they look in good shape. I mean, all it needs is you know, very intense cleaning, flush the cooler real good, and put a new torque converter and another pump, and of course, you know, an overhaul kit. Once you see a lot of metal like this, they get stuck in the friction element, so you have metal contamination in the friction plates as well. And it's a good idea always to just replace it when you see this amount of metal. This is our forward drum, and that piston there, this is a molded clutch piston, and this needs to be replaced because this rubber here, that's our forward cushion, you know, for forward engagement, and it wears out and it creates a lot of slack. It gets compressed with time, that rubber piece right there, and I mean, that just needs to be replaced to you know, get the clearances back to where, you know, to specifications. The case is already done, so that's gonna save me this part right here. You can see the bushings there. Let me get my little flashlight and kind of like shine inside the hole. So that's being done. I don't have to do that one on this one, but it is gonna take the whole overhaul kit. Now, whoever did this transmission before, I know it's a lot of work to get the molded gasket off of the separator plate. Now check this out. I mean, when I first took off this valve body from the transmission, I mean, I started cracking. I started laughing, man. Look at this right here. I mean, they put a gasket on top of the separator plate, and this already has a molded rubber gasket, and you have to scrape it. It takes a long time to get that gasket off. They did it on both sides, and I mean, you can see here, this is the gasket that comes in the kit, and that's the molded gasket on the separator plate. I mean, I don't know what they did that for, but I guess they just wanted to save some time or whatever they wanted to do. And we see here, we see a lot of looks like converter clutch material. It looks like dirt as well. I mean, I'm probably too close, but I mean, that's the way it looks. 5R55S, this is a common issue. I mean, the torque converters, they get destroyed and they start shedding a lot of metal inside. And the first sign that you would have would be like a delayed engagement starts to slip, and you would hear a converter whining noise, like a power steering type, real light whining on the transmission in between the motor and the bell housing right here in this area. If you have that type of noise, then you know that your torque converter is going out. The filter does make that same type of noise when it's getting clogged up, and it's because, I mean, it's starving for fluid. It cannot pick the fluid up that well. It's called pump cavitation. So that noise is similar. If you hear it on the bottom of the pan, then you know that your filter is getting restricted, but it's getting restricted for a reason. I mean, it's either ground metal like that or friction material. I mean, either or, it gets restricted with contaminants like that. All right, guys, well, 5R55S on a 2004 Ford Explorer, and it's been done before, and I'm gonna go ahead and repair this issue. This is gonna take a Transgo shift kit. I'm gonna go ahead and install this. I'll probably do another video on installing the Transgo shift kit on this unit. It's very simple, and Transgo shift kit with servo bore repair sleeves. I mean, you're not gonna have any issues. New torque converter, another pump, and it'll be good to go. Guys, well, here's another one common issue video for you guys. If you're not subscribed yet, please subscribe. And once you're in my channel, check out the other transmission guys that are sharing some information with you guys. Features channels tab. Check them out as well. Subscribe to them. All right, man. This is Hiram. Thanks for watching.